Hello there. I didn't even notice the stream started. How's my audio? Let me get to the chat. I was distracted by news about auroras. No clouds or no stars. That's too bad. Good evening, Cosmic Ray. Happy Veterans Day. Yeah, it's below 70 here. Indeed, it's yeah, it's maybe even below 60. Yeah. Evening, Stephen Fox. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I was getting distracted by the Discord server because apparently there were 3 eruptions from the sun, at least 2 X-class flares, and there's 3 different coronal ejections or whatever that will be hitting Earth in the next 24 hours, and the first one is already hitting Earth, and there's aurora visible. Yeah, northern U.S. Well, the farthest south I heard was in the panhandle of Texas, but Minnesota. So if you have clear skies, you should probably go outside and check it out, because there's especially if you're in the northern U.S., there's a good chance that there's aurora. Oh wow. Yeah, like Star Traveler, who is often in the chat, who is in Montana, just posted some photos on the stream. I mean, on the Discord server. Cool. Yeah, so definitely check that out. I'm turning down the brightness on my monitor. That was like, this is with the monitor off, so this is the ambient light. Moon's not up, so it should be good evening. Oh, hey. Nice. Good evening, Dynamo Home. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Oh man, that stinks. But you've got rain and clouds. It's too bad. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll be able to see it. But yeah, so let me check I have this camera, this low light camera, and I pointed it towards the north just to see if I can pick it up, because it is really sensitive, like more sensitive than the eye. So, all right, let me switch to the observant. Starfront's up and running, so that's interesting. That would be an interesting shot, especially like the red ones. Actually, any color would be kind of interesting if it was coming through clouds. That would, I imagine, be kind of weird. All right, let's get going on something. Don't forget to like the video if you're watching it, just to help. It's, the downside of starting early is usually not as many people are on the stream initially. So let me look at the telescope. One thing I was doing on Discord last night is I was imaging the Tulip Nebula, and I think I'm going to do that again tonight, since I haven't done that on stream. Actually, what I ended up doing was the Tulip Nebula and the actually, I started with the Iris Nebula. Sorry, it was the Iris and Tulip Nebula. Cosmic Ray suggested the Tulip, and so let me go look at the Iris Nebula. All right, and let's get this going. And one thing I had done was I really increased the gain to try to bring out more detail. Than with the default gain, or to bring. So the Iris Nebula is, I think it's a reflection nebula, and then it's got a lot of dust clouds around it, cosmic dust clouds, and so I'm trying to, dark nebula, if you will. I'm trying to capture more of that because they're kind of faint. So we will start that up. And switch over to this. Okay. Looks like a nice night at Starfront. The moon won't rise until for another almost 5 hours. So I'm not going to be streaming for 5 hours, but I might stream for 4 hours. So and shrink that down. I also have the Newtonian out. It's sitting over here. I'll get it pointed at something after I get this going. A toque? Texans? A toque, is that what it's called? Yeah, I mean, it's, it does, yeah, they do. You can get almost anything on Amazon. I'll have to think of the Aurora. Let me check. Let's see. Okay. So, large that. Hello, Zig, welcome. Thanks for joining. Or Zid, sorry, Zid. I'm not going to try to, sorry, pronounce that. Yeah, I don't like butchering people's handles. So, okay, cool. So this is Going the next thing, I will be attempting Zid rig. Okay, that's easy enough. Oh, right, I can see that now. I think I was like trying to. I saw DRY. Anyway, Zidrig. Welcome, Zidrig. Thanks for joining. All right, so this is going. So now I need to find a target for the Newtonian code. The women's small hat. When I googled Toby, it was I got all kinds of results, and one of them was a hat that had Canada on it. So make of that what you will. All right, let's figure out what do we want to image. What do we want to image with the Newtonian? Oh, that's what I was getting. I tried to get the scope set, or I set up the scope the other day, and I took new flats with the filter that's in it now, because I wanted to. I'd been using the 220, then I did the 260 filter, the SV220, SV260, and now I've switched to the SV240, which is the narrow band plus IR. Camera. I mean filter. Sorry. All right, let me try that out. But yeah, if just repeating, if you're somewhere above, I don't know, maybe 40 degrees north latitude, maybe even lower. If it's night, you should look towards the north because there may be aurora right now. Or there's a good chance where you are that there is. I had thought about actually imaging triangulum to start with, but maybe, let's see, what else could I try first? Awesome, that's showing up tomorrow. Yeah, that's it seems like a rule that when you get a new telescope, it ends up being cloudy that day. But if it's clear Saturday, that's not too bad. But the anticipation sometimes it's being a bit rough. Let me try this. Yeah, maybe I'll start with Andromeda. Oh, I forgot. I don't know if I've tried it with Andromeda yet, because I have that newer camera on it. The field of view might be a lot better than I realized. I mean, it still won't get all of it, but it won't be just the core either. And we got photobombed here, but you can already start to see the beginning of the dark nebulosity, the lack of stars here, and here, and here. even going down to here. So that will start showing more structure as the evening wears on. So let me go to M30, and then we'll do M33, the triangular galaxy, afterwards. And hopefully my stats are good. Hopefully. Okay. And let me, using this tool in SharpCap, it'll tell me what the optimum exposure is. So click. Okay. Didn't lock out. Okay. It was in some odd state. And now it's measuring. One of the dogs just came out, and I was afraid he was going to use the restroom on my tripod, but he didn't. That's good. It has happened before. Just very unfortunate. I think it's up to no good. Oh, 64 seconds. I had a brief moment where I'm like, it wouldn't have quite solved. I was like, did I forget to take the filter on dwarf mini scopes? Yeah, those look really interesting. So Dwarf came out, who makes smart telescopes, came out with a new model recently, the Dwarf Mini, and in many ways it's similar to the Seestar S30. It is a little smaller and a little less expensive, I think, but it has some nice functionality. I'm kind of intrigued by it. I want to check out the reviews. I know there's been at least 1 or 2 reviews out there, probably more. But, okay. Wonder, sometimes I have this issue where the camera gets disconnected, or it ends up dropping frames. It's kind of annoying. I'm not sure if I have to update the firmware on the camera. maybe it's just the cable isn't good enough. I ended up using a cable that's a little longer than the one that came with the camera. But I originally tried a much longer cable that worked with my Player One camera, but this one had an issue. Maybe it's more sensitive to data transfer. If this, it does show data. I'm kind of skeptical though that it's that dark. But we'll see. I'm going to turn on a red light because I'm a little suspicious. The dog is up to no good. It's okay. So I am really skeptical of this. Is it dropping frames? See, the drop count went up, and I think for whatever reason it was a misfire. Let me try. First, I want to check the data. So it's getting something. Now the transparency should be really good tonight. The seeing is, it was kind of breezy earlier, and it's the seeing isn't great. But let me try this again. Kind of wondering why, because I don't think I put the SV220 in there. I think it's the SV240. I think it was a misfire because the drop count was going up the last time I ran this, but now it isn't. So, or it did drop one, but okay, that's more realistic. 60 seconds. Cool. So I can have it set it, but I like having more round exposure numbers. So let's close this. Actually, before I do that, I crank up the gain here and just make sure that the focus looks okay. The color cast will go away. I think that's good enough. Stars look reasonably. Yeah, go with that. So let me put the gain back down. And crank up the exposure. And oh, forgot one more thing. I need to turn on the guiding. It still was There we go. I keep knocking the yeah. Okay. I keep knocking the guide scope out of focus. One of these days, I'd like to get focus around my guide scope. Let's see. Hopefully, this settles down. I mean, I'm not expecting like super low guiding tonight, just because of even if this were in focus, because of the seeing, and plus the scope may not be 100% polar aligned there. Enough start. I think I'm going to recalibrate it, and we'll just go to. We will just go to look at the iris nebula. Let's go. Oh, hello, Astro Chris. Welcome. What is that? What's on the screen right now, or what I had on just a moment ago? This is the Iris Nebula. Before I was trying to get Andromeda, the Andromeda galaxy going, but I was trying to work out the guiding before I get that going. But I'm trying to do this Iris Nebula is with the Seestar S50 at Starfront. So pretty dark skies, good transparency tonight. I think the seeing there is just average, but the transparency is above average. And I have an increased amount. I increased the gain to try to capture more of the dark nebulosity around the Iris Nebula itself. So in this area, and then here, which will become. I mean, I can increase the contrast, the stretch, which will show it a little bit more. But it also starts distorting the image. So, actually, I did this on Discord yesterday or the night before. I ended up going with this excessive stretch just to show, like, you can start seeing that there's like some lighter and darker areas. But I'll go back to the normal stretch, because that's it's like when you go in if you open like a fit file that isn't stretched in Cyril, and you go like histogram stretch, where it just really I like doing it because it shows where you have data. It might be faint, but at least you know what's there. It just can look kind of terrible. All right, let's see. Oops, window. Guiding is, I mean, 2 arc seconds. I mean, I'm not going for fine detail on the of like point sources. It's more trying to work with the overall Andromeda galaxy. So I think we'll just go with that. I might end up having to refocus this guide scope. So let us pick this up. Start the stack. And then reset this. Reset this. Wait. So yeah, hopefully the flats I took the other day will not be bad. It was kind of a bummer. I set up the Newtonian, and it was like right around sunset, maybe even before sunset, and I got it set up to kind of equalize the temperature for the evening. And I did some flats with the it was a couple nights ago, I think. I did flats with a light panel. Everything was good, I thought. And then as it started getting darker, or just around the time the sunset, some clouds started rolling in, and they were kind of not super fast moving, but fast enough. And they were they weren't like heavy, thick clouds. And so I was hoping it wouldn't persist, but it was steady, and I looked to the west, and it didn't get any better. So at least I got flats from it. Let's see. Okay. So this is the first sub. Okay. Why does it have that color? So let me try doing the color calibration. Ooh. Oh, that's why. It does this sometimes when it's like the dark level and mid levels were kind of out of. Man, that gradient is severe. That was severe. Let's try. Oh. Oh, how do I adjust strategy? That's why I didn't behave. Cannot provide no solution. Let's try this again. That's not too bad. With the gradient, I might try. There's some gradient removal kind of options under pre-processing, so I might end up trying some of those. Since this is, I might knock this down to 32 seconds to make it easier to test. Aurora in southeast Louisiana? Yeah, so that's another thing. If you are a lovely red and green, that would be funny. That would be not funny. That would be interesting, but yeah, I don't think it's that strong here. Um, I mean, southeastern Louisiana, that's like around the same latitude as me. Hello, Zishan King. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so let me turn off that, turn off that. I think I'll just stick to the non-color calibrated for now. Okay. Let's see if I try to. Yeah, so let me see. There's options in here for green. We'll try a linear gradient. Let's see. I just reset the stretch just to see if it picks it up. Uh, let's see. Let's see. This does. Maybe a little better, but let's see more vignetting. So let me go try color calibration. Okay. Not fully optimal, but I think a little bit better. As far as the now there's still like some vignetting, but I bet some of this will clean up pretty nicely. Okay. Visible in El Paso. Yeah, that's quite a bit further south and starting to get more like my latitude. Because I'm right around 30 degrees north. Started streaming Elephant Trunk. Yeah, let me try to get that up. Wait, let's see if I can pull this on to the stream. Star Traveler imaging the elephant truck. Let's see. I need to raise it above the there we go. So elephant trunk. Nebula. Cool. Thanks for streaming. Okay. So I was planning on, I'm not sure how long I'll image this because of the light pollution and all, but let it go for a bit. Actually, what I should do is increase this to the 64 second subs that were recommended as more optimal. Set all of the reset all of that. Switch over to virus, see how that's doing. Again, this is my one of my Seestar S50s that's at Starfront, so a nice dark sky. Got photobombed by a satellite. Oh wow. You'll start seeing some more nebulosity here, dark nebulosity, and then kind of more texture over here and up here. That will take a bit of time. Yeah, even in spite of it being like in the 50s, we're still dealing with mosquitoes here. Can't ever catch a break. Unless it like gets down to even colder for a few days, then that'll kind of thin out the mosquitoes, but so oops. Make sure I have this moved over so the elephant trunk doesn't obstruct it. And what else? Also, drawings. I think I had mentioned this earlier. I have a fairly sensitive low light camera pointed towards the north. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to tell if there's any aurora there, but if I if there's any possibility of me being able to image it, it's going to be probably with this camera. Let's see. Do that. Yeah. So let me go check this. Actually, 4 minutes for subset. We just the color calibration. Let's see what that does. Oh, not bad. Yeah, unfortunately, there's kind of like this vignetting. That's not too bad, all things considered. And the field of view is great. Like when I image with this Newtonian with the 585 sensor, you kind of only get the core, but with this APS-C sensor, you get a lot more from them. So that makes me glad that that's going up that. Okay. Let's go check on maybe back just a little bit. Sometimes that helps with the kind of vignetting. I'm gonna go back to the calibration version where I think I'll just stick to that and let that go for a bit more. Let's go look at iris. It's looking nice. The one that the Seestar is that I'm using to view the Seestar. Yeah, there's another open source program that's a little more mature. In other words, doesn't have as many bugs as this. This is still kind of like pre-release. But yeah, and I haven't worked on it in like 2 months. I need to go back and start working on it again. But yeah, this some of the functionality is theoretically you can use it to do almost everything with the Seestar. Like it'll go to targets, it can start imaging, it shows like a lot of the sensor data at the top. It lets you kind of zoom in and pan around images. It's all controllable from a web browser. But it's not a matter of perfectionism. It's that it's truly kind of broken in some ways. But I avoid those things when I'm live streaming. But I feel like if I could fix like a couple of the worst bugs, it would be a lot more suitable for channel use, and not quite so not frustrating in some ways. But yeah, this is the software is running on a Raspberry Pi 5 I have sitting at Starfront. So some people who have remote Seestars, most everybody uses Mac Mini, because if you have the Apple Silicon Mac Minis, you can run iPhone and iPad apps, and so they just run the Seestar, the native app, which ends up running as the iPad app. I've done that Previously, I did it before this software and the previous, the more mature one, ALP. So, yeah. Yep. Let's see. Oh, hello, Otto. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Hmm. Pardon me, I try to take a picture of the sky. Uh, anyway, sorry. How do you turn on? I just leave mine running all the time. I'll park the scope when I'm not using it, but otherwise I just generally leave it on all the time. Some other people, they do the same thing. Now, you can get a little gadget called a switch bot, which is basically you attach it to the Seestar, and it has a little thing that kind of will push a button, and you can use it to push any kind of push button that and it's controllable by software. People will set it up with like their Mac Mini and or Raspberry Pi, and they I know of several people who do that, and that way they can do a hard power cycle of their Seestar. Now there's people on site there, so there's been a handful of times over the course of this year where the Seestar was in a state where, like, I can reboot it remotely using ALP and the software this other software that I'm using right now. But the problem is sometimes it needs to be power cycle, and because it ends up in some weird state that a reboot won't fix. And so I'll have them open a ticket at Starfront, and they'll push the button for me. Ideally, I need to send them a switch body. Have I installed? No, I have not. I have it downloaded on my phone, and I was going to install it on the S30, but I have not yet. Have you tried it out yet? I'd heard it had better support for Nina, and I've been meaning for the last few days to update the firmware. And was it September or was it more recently? Waiting for me to do this. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I was going to do it on a live stream. I need to just do it, and then maybe I'll mess around with it on Discord, because I was thinking of doing a live stream on Thursday. It'll still be clear here tomorrow evening, I think. And if so, then I'll stream to Discord. I keep checking this camera. I have low light camera that I have pointed towards the north, but I don't see anything. Oh, hello, Dark Shades. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Yeah, no problem. Glad I could be of help. Good, and I'm glad you've found the videos helpful. And I need to have this more on hand, but sorry, hold on. Google's trying to be helpful, and it's not being helpful. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if you haven't joined the Discord server, we talk about Seestars and other telescope things. It's a good resource for asking questions and sharing information. So yeah, if you come up with other questions or whatever, you can ask here, or you can ask on the Discord server. Let us see. So this. Starting to see a bit more. like the nebula, dark nebulosity up here is a bit brighter, and it's supposed to be brighter. And then there's some bits down here that are a bit brighter. But with more time, it will become more and more apparent. Right, let's forgot. Maybe, it's too bad about the. But then again, that's some of it's just being in heavy light pollution. It's good. So I think I am actually going to stop this and go to. Actually, let me see how the guiding is the best, but actually, let me go to the 3 and have it pause the guiding software so it doesn't complain. And after it gets to the target, I'm going to start stacking, but I need to make sure that guiding is turned on. I mean, not guiding turned on, but it only stacks when guiding is actually working. Because I don't remember if I have that turned on. I usually have it turned on, kind of. Let me check. Oh, wow. You're right. I mean, like, you're joking there. Okay. Oh, is it having an issue? It's the guiding. Oh, star loss. Let me increase this to longer exposure. Does it only have one star? I have to try higher. Let me go check Discord. Yeah, that's it. That is interesting that the tarantula nebula. Oops. That's it. Yeah, that is interesting. It's pretty cool. Unfortunately, we can't see this one. Yeah, it even has like some of the lobe type things going on. That's cool. Unfortunately, it's a target we can't see here. Check the guiding. Right. 5 arc seconds. Yikes. Yeah, unfortunately, it might not just be bad polar alignment. It might be the fact that it's only able to lock onto one star. Maybe not getting as good of a. Or maybe I just need to rerun the calibration. Switch to this. going to start stacking, and yeah, I didn't have this turned on, so only stack when guiding is check them. Yeah. So long as it's not sorry, getting distracted. Only when it's guiding will it stack. So I turned that on, and so while it's calibrating, it will not be trying to stack. Easy for me to say. Not really. Let's see what this is doing. Okay. It's still figuring out the guiding. Meanwhile, Star Traveler's Elephant Trunk Nebula is looking good. Oh wow, Aurora at the U.S.-Mexico border. It's south of San Diego. That's amazing. Yeah. So as a reminder, if you are somewhere where it's clear and you're really anywhere north of 30 degrees north, definitely if you're further north than 40 degrees north, you should go look outside because there might be aurora due to an ongoing event from some solar activity recently. Okay, let's see what this is saying. It's acceptable. How acceptable is acceptable? Only about 4 seconds. How acceptable that is. It is bouncing all over the place. Well, it is guiding, so this started stacking. So let me try. Sorry, did there every 20 frames? Let's pull that down. No, not that. 3 frames. So every 3 minutes it'll do it. Right, let's go and try calibrate this. Let's see. Now, one thing is with this large sensor, M33 is let me check this. Let me do. No, I was wrong. Is that just the core? I guess that's just the core. Let's do that. I mean, it's good, but I guess we'll let this go then. Also, I need to adjust the stretch then. Actually, okay. Actually, let me try. Sorry, I haven't looked at the chat. Let me look at it. Okay. Oh. Yeah, it's kind of cool seeing the these NGC objects that are nebulas around a different galaxy. Yeah, I'll let that go for a bit. Maybe check the chat. Oh man, that's a drag. Yeah, it's kind of typical though. Raining. Let's. Yeah. Yeah, it's. I mean, the fact that they saw it near San Diego, that's impressive. And like I say, I've got this camera pointed north. Really, I don't see anything, but it's hard to tell sometimes for me. When I tried taking a photo with my phone, but nothing. So this Iris Nebula, I did 2 hours. I scheduled 2 hours for it, and it's a bit over halfway through. So, yeah. So I think I'll do, after that's done, I'll probably do some time on the Tulip Nebula. Now, yesterday I ended up, or whenever I did it, maybe a couple days ago, I didn't stream it. I mean, I was on Discord, not streaming in general. But I ended up not. I ended up doing that for 2 hours as well, but I don't think I'm going to do that tonight. I need to see what other targets I might want to image. I mean, I've got a few hours before the moon rises, so that's nice. Right. Oh, nice. Hello, Benji. Had an issue with the focuser? Oh man, that stinks. That was kind of like me a few days ago when I got the Newtonian all set up and all calibrated, and then clouds started rolling in while I was sitting outside. That's always a drag. Increase it just a little bit again. I'm not going to do the full, like, exaggerated stretch, but yeah. So yeah, you can start seeing there's some darker bits. Like there's some lighter bits of this dark nebulosity, and then this whole bit is lighter. And the same thing down here, you have like some darker bands, but then lighter bits that go all the way down to here. But yeah, like this. And then there's like little bits of dark nebulosity. And then the amount of time I'm getting tonight, it'll almost be twice as much when it's done. So I'll turn it back to the less exaggerated stretch. Right. Let's see. This is looking. Sometimes I'll rerun color calibration to see if I think I might do good at 50. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure which one's better. So maybe here. I mean, this one's kind of a challenging one just because it's not kind of lower surface brightness than Andromeda, but it is picking up several of these hydrogen regions, and I think that might be some other nebulosity. I'm not sure if this is something. Let's see. But yeah, there's a few ionized regions. Oh, that thing is another hydrogen region. Cool. Don't want to stop that. So let's go back to this. Looks like, yeah, definitely. There's some neat structure in there. It does remind me of what do I want to image after this locally? I think the Bortle Nebula is, because you said bubbles, it reminded me of the Bubble Nebula, but I think that's already behind a building here. Unfortunately, I can't see. Yeah, there isn't much. I usually can't image much past the meridian. So anything west of the meridian generally can't image it. So paranoid about the raccoons. Maybe I'll do the double the double cluster here in the bed. Okay. Actually, maybe I won't go to the tulip next. Maybe I want to get more time on the embryo nebula, which is NGC 1333. At Starfront. I look at my list to see what I had here. Cluster. Yeah, so I will do. Embryo nebula. So let me cue that up. The raccoon nebula. Where's that? It's in my backyard. That's where it is. Oh gosh. I need to set up a raccoon cam. Yeah. I had posted a photo on the Discord server in I think the Gear channel or something of like the wiring, the terrible wiring on my Newtonian, and along the fence you could see this blur, and it was because it was a slow exposure. It was the raccoon running by, and I live in the city, and I'm like, yeah, having raccoons running around. It's usually worse like before. I mean, they know clearly it's worse the night before the trash comes, and the trash isn't coming tomorrow, so not expecting to see the raccoon, but you never know. You never know. Okay, let me get the get NGC 1333. And that will be oh, actually, I need to make sure it's actually visible. Yep, it has risen. So we'll do that. On the I'm crossing my wires. It's at Starfront that I'm going to image it, so of course I can see it. That might be an interesting target to try here with the Newtonian. Maybe I should try that. Maybe I'll try that. Since I've got the filter in, that kind of it's not the narrowest narrowband filter. It does kind of isolate somewhat the hydrogen and oxygen lines, but it also is infrared sensitive, so that helps just with lots of targets. So that's why I can get relatively decent detail on the Triangulum galaxy. Perfect. So this is more detail. I mean, it's not the coldest outside right now, but one of the advantages of having more covering on my arms and legs and head is any residual mosquitoes have more are maybe not be as bad. I mean, they can bite through clothes, but maybe not as bad. Sometimes we try to move this the black level up to the kind of the height of the histogram to kind of tame down the light pollution, but then it starts affecting detail. I mean, this is just for the visual. It's SharpCap is saving all of the individual 1 minute exposures, so I can always reprocess things after the fact. To 50%. Yeah, actually, let me try 100%. Is that 100%? I do wonder how that would sharpen up. Because of the light pollution, or partly because the light pollution ends up like super grainy, so try to keep it more zoomed out so the grain isn't as apparent. Yeah, maybe I'll let this go for a while longer. Up to, how long is it up to? 20 minutes? Maybe I'll let it go to half an hour, maybe even a little longer. And then move on to maybe the embryo nebula. Yeah, and actually, I have a fan right over here, a box fan pointing at me. The shop fan I usually use is being used for some things in the house right now. But yeah, I do I have it kind of at an angle, so it blows past my laptop screen onto me, which is another reason to have longer sleeves or like a heavier, more layers of clothing, because combined with it being in the upper 50s and then the wind, the air blowing on me, and I'm not moving. Lucky imaging. Yeah. Yeah, I need to. What specific kind of targets were you thinking of doing lucky imaging with? Because like the other night, I that a few nights ago, the transparency was really not the transparency. The seeing was pretty good, and I pointed the new Newtonian at the moon, and I was getting some nice finer detail. Yeah, yeah, no, that's. I think it would be interesting for like clusters, like some clusters, to try to get more detail. Planetary nebula too, yeah, is their size. That could be interesting. Another experiment. Then again, here, part of the problem. I mean, my light pollution's so bad. I'd sometimes it's like I could use all the frames I can. Yeah, clusters. That'd be cool. Let's see. Oops. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, one thing I haven't really tried that much. I haven't really tried it. I've most of the clusters I've shot with the Seestar, but I've really wanted to try to kind of, because I'll see photos people do of like a globular clustering, and the stars are so pinpoint, and you can see so deeply into the core. Um, Whereas usually mine are all blown out. Now most of that's probably processing, but the pinpoint stars, I think, I yeah, I now that I have the chroma corrector, and my stars do tend to be a lot more pinpoint. That would be something interesting to try. Again, one thing I'd like to do though, yeah, get more of that kind of fine detail. All right, so we're down to almost half an hour with the half an hour left with the Ibis out of 2 hours of total imaging time. And we can definitely start seeing like that there's some darker bits here, and then like this whole bit of dark nebulosity, which all looked kind of dark in the beginning. Now it's definitely lighter than this over here. So the next stop after this will be the Embryo Nebula, and let's see if I can. I'll just go back to recalibrate and color calibrate it. Maybe I won't bring up the black level, but maybe I'll move the midpoint of the histogram a bit more. Let's see, a little bit more here. Yeah, I was thinking of stopping this, but I feel like I'm getting a lot more detail further out, so I'm going to let it go. Maybe for another 10, 20 minutes. Let's see where it goes. All right. What else do we have here? Oh, sorry. You know what happens? What happens is I have the yeah, thanks for letting me know. What happens is I'll have the I have Discord running on my local computer, and I have OBS running on my local computer on the laptop. And I have the Discord live streaming kind of channel where your streaming popped out in a separate window and pinned to the top. And I do that so that it doesn't disappear. And because, or not disappear, it's so OBS we'll see it updating and we'll show it. The problem is, as I'm flipping around windows on this laptop screen, I end up inadvertently, out of habit, hiding. Like there's a keystroke to just hide a window on Mac OS, and I'll do it on the Discord chat window, and it ends up hiding the streaming window, and then it freezes on OBS, or sometimes it just disappears. Had reset. Are you still imaging the elephant's trunk? Sometimes it's hard for me to tell because my screen dimmed so much. Because if I had it at a more normal brightness, like it's like blindingly bright. I mean, it's just like I'm totally over, and this is actually like 30% brightness on my Mac. It's just because it's so dark, and the laptop and the camera is so sensitive that yeah, I can't do that. Okay, cool. Still the elephant's trunk. Nice. Cool. Oh. It went. Oh, right. Yeah. See, that's why whatever I end up doing next, actually, even with this mount, I would love to have one of the dog leg piers where it will, you don't have to deal with meridian flip. I would love that. Or if I get a new heavier duty mount, I want to have it on a dog leg pier, because then you don't have to deal with meridian flip, which would be amazing. Kind of like fork mount telescopes or something don't have to deal with it. I think it would be cool. Very cool. Yeah, speaking of raccoons, I don't know if it's not just me. There was a wireless access point in the neighborhood that the name was like Raccoon Police or something like that. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Jets like flying overhead. Let's see. I hope the plane didn't go through my stack. Cool. It did not. Yeah, although I think I might go ahead and move on to another target. Let me see. What did I say I was going to do next? I'm going to do NGC. Was I going to do that? Was I going to try the Embryo Nebula on this too? Let me check. Yeah, maybe I'll try it on this one. So I will stop the live stack and I will go to C133. Go. Well, let's go. We'll put this back up. Nice. See, that looks really nice. Got some nice detail there. Sorry. I'm not sure. Yeah, oh, right. How much total time? Over 400? Is that four? Almost 500 frames? So that's 5,000 seconds. So not quite an hour and a half. Oh, total. How much time? I mean, I got yesterday or whenever it was. Let me look. Let's see. Okay. Maybe I can stop. I've got yeah, I should probably stop because I already have just a very rough estimate, 14 hours of data on the Iris Nebula. Maybe I can stop. I don't know. What do you think? So with this, I've got over 15 hours, probably 16 hours of data. And that's all from Starfront. That's all data from Starfront. First, yeah. Well, like there was that one person who, like, all of their photos, they do over 100 hours of time on a specific target. I could do that with the Seestar, like everything, just never less than 100 hours. So I barely started then. um, yeah, I should try to pull all that data. Another one that I had a lot more data than I realized was the flying bat slash squid nebula. I have a lot more data than I realized on that one too. So I think I need to actually combine all that data and see what I have. So let me see. Let's see what this is doing. Oh, right, I didn't start stacking. So I need to get cracking and start stacking. So let's reset this. Reset this. And then so this is again the embryo nebula, which we'll see how it goes here. Like it's a reflection nebula, I think, or reflection and emission. So I'm not even sure how good it'll be here. I mean, I am seeing something. In here. Under turbo drives. Yeah, we'll see. Um, okay. Cool. And so you can really see kind of the nebulosity is lighter here, around here, or the dark nebulosity, and then there's some darker rifts. This might end up being a bust, this target. I mean, I can see something in there, but I think All right. What else? Yeah, so I think I'm going to move this on to the double cluster. I don't want it to immediately start the stack because I'm just going to do a go to one of the two parts of the double cluster, and then I'll manually kind of use the controls to get both of them in the frame of view. Okay. Sorry for the abrupt gesture, but big clump of clouds just went over locally here. So I will point back at this. Oh, and it's already going on to the embryo nebula at Starfront. Yeah, you can see it on the guide scope. Look at that. Look at the clouds going through. Looks like it's about to pass, but I wasn't expecting any clouds actually. I go look at the, I go back to here. Let's see what this is doing. Oops. Now, one of the problems is the with this app or the software I'm using that I wrote is when it changes targets, it does not update the view. But if I switch to the all sky camera view and then switch back, it'll actually load it. Now, sometimes it still fails and it won't load at all, and I end up having to restart the software on the back end, but this seems to have worked. Although it has let me double check here. And end up, oh, happened. It's weird. I got disconnected. That seems okay. No, I'm not running the gain as high this time. The kind of optimal gain for the Seestar S50 is 80, and I was running Iris Nebula at one gain of 150, and now I'm running it at 125. Let me check. Let's see. That is just a bummer how out of focus that is. Very frustrating. So the cloud has moved past. There you go. I'll re-go to the target. I wasn't sure how long I was gonna let go on the stream, but I might need to cut it a little short. I say short, it's already been going over 2 hours, but I don't know. I will see. Might have to go here in a bit, but trying to figure that out. Okay, it's guiding. So what I need to do is I want to decrease the exposure, crank up the gain. The good thing is, it seems like we're still in a good weather pattern here after not having much good weather. And it looks like it'll be clear again tomorrow night. I'm only going to do Discord streaming, but Thursday night looks good. Friday night, probably not good from here. Let me see. And then, how is it? I'm not ending the stream. I'm just curious about. How is it at Starfront? It's good tonight, good tomorrow night, good Thursday night, good Friday night. So I think it's not going to be good here Friday night, but I could still do a stream, just Starfront only. So I might squeeze 2 or 3 more streams in this week. Should be cool. Okay, so in the meantime, let's go check this. Sky annotation. Okay. Oh. Did I guess I didn't go to the target. Yeah. All right. So I thought I had pointed it at NGC. I'm sorry, I was distracted by something else. Apparently 0884 there. Select. Oh, that's right. I'd entered it, then I canceled out of it so I could cancel the stack, and I guess I didn't rekey in the correct object, so it just tried to go back to the same object and failed because because there were floods a lot, which does make me wonder, will there be more floods? There might be more floods. I mean, I see like a line of them coming off, or lines of them coming off the Gulf. So that's fine. I mean, Starfront's still fine. So even if I have to stop imaging here, I can still image at Starfront. All right, so you can see that the other nebula of the double nebula, the other cluster, the other open cluster is in the frame, but I want it a little more. Let's not do 2.5 degrees a second because it'll zoom off to the sides. Let's see. Is that right? Okay. Didn't hurt, but it wasn't quite the direction I wanted it to go. I could probably do 32x. I'm just kind of nudging it to there we go. All right. So guiding is probably grumpy. Yep. So we stop that, restart it. All right. So let's see if that settles down. So the guiding is not as bad, so that's good. Maybe because it's closer to the North Celestial Pole. So let's go ahead and start stacking. So actually, I need to change exposure back to 100 and crank up the exposure to a minute, approximately, slightly more. And not wrong menu, so let's live stack. And we'll see how this goes. Reset. So meanwhile, let me switch back to here to see what I've got going on. Now, this is a reflection nebula, I think. It might have some emission components, but it's fairly faint. But I'm going to run this for at least an hour. And so hopefully more detail will come out. Or not, hopefully. More detail should come. Check the chat. Like all kinds of confusing myself here. Yeah, that's one of the advantages of. Yeah, I have it set for. Actually. On the wrong tab. Oh, I am so far behind on the chat. Sorry. I'm like 10, 20 minutes behind. I don't know how that happened. I think sometimes the YouTube chat will update for me. Oh, hey, there you go. See, you walked away from the telescope and you fooled it. That's cool. You're done. Oh, hello, AZZ. Yes, I am outside. Shed. Yeah, that sounds like permission there. Bad Christmas lights. Seeing is bad. Yeah, it's bad here. Oh wow. Yeah. No, the summer was a mess for me here, but now it's pretty good. I've had some good stretch of weather. Hello, Der Oberst. Audio feed bad? Unfortunately, it only runs on in Docker on a Raspberry Pi these days. Or that's the only thing I have it's set up easily to do. But I'm hoping with the holidays, like Thanksgiving coming up, that I'll be able to actually kind of fix the one or two most severe bugs and also finish bundling it up. Wow, 40 degrees in Victoria. Yeah, clouds of rain. Oh, hello, Mundus Finner. Yeah, sorry, I'm way behind on the chat. Oh, nice. That's cool. No, nothing unusual or aurora. I haven't seen any aurora here. I've been trying to keep an eye out for it, but haven't seen any. At least I don't think I have. They fluctuate. Nice. That's funny. That's funny. What's my let me go check. Are you talking about at Starfront or here? Both direction. Okay. Okay, that's looking promising. Let me maybe tweak the histogram a little bit. Since problem is I'm doing this through a remote desktop software, and sometimes I'm not able to grab the line because it's giving me no feedback if I'm at the right place to drag the line. Yeah, that looks. That's looking. It's looking like I have problems with my flats, but besides that, oh, actually, check something here. Okay. But yeah, this is. It's gonna. And based on some tests I've done and other checks, these stars, I don't know if they're this red, but they definitely are more red than the other stars. Actually. And this coma corrector, of course, has made an immense difference. I'm going to try back there. So let me see if I can bring this in just a little bit. Just to try to neutralize more of the background. On the new, yeah. Oh, yeah, it wasn't stretched. I don't think I changed. Like, it's. Yeah, I don't know. There's been some weird things with YouTube recently. Oh, that's interesting. Cool. Yeah, there's been several other people where like their handles, like there's like I feel like YouTube did something, but I don't know. Maybe I didn't change anything on my YouTube accounts. But yeah, really tight star scene. Hey, is this? Yeah, that's looking. Yeah. All right. Gradient, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's the double cluster. Let me go check Starfront. Yeah, is this actually even updating? Sometimes, like, I feel like it should have more detail. I mean, I did tee it up for like a couple of hours, so hopefully that will be enough. Go back to this. Man, that's a lot of stars. Oh my God, it's full of stars. Okay. That's 60%, 50%. It's like now I want to image some globular clusters with this. Like if the guiding was better and the seeing was better, I think I could have something really really neat for me. My standards. Nah, I mean, I'm rambling. Okay, I thought. But there's only so much time I can get on this, so let me go see what other targets might be worth imaging. Oh, I think there might be some high clouds, high haze right now. But let me double check this. I think the Pleiades actually might be rising, or I shouldn't say rising, might be above a house. Yeah, so the elephant trunk, that's star travelers in case I need to have like a label. I have people's image in. When are you going to image Orion and Flame? I have imaged Orion actually from Starfront already. I did a couple hours on the Running Man Nebula last night. Now, one thing that's come up in the past is like me leaving my telescope, the telescope here out overnight, and I typically don't do that when there's a chance of like pop-up showers or fog or whatever. And right now the winds are coming out of the south, so that's definitely a concern now. But when these fronts come through, and it clears out the clouds and the winds start coming from the north, a lot of times we're almost guaranteed like a couple days where it's completely clear, and it's also not near the dew point, even at night. So I think the next time I have something like that, I might go ahead and leave the scope running all night and try to. That's why I need to do some more work with Nina, and maybe schedule up like Orion and different objects around. Yeah, nice. Oh, hello, Donkulus. Good evening. Okay. Oh, cool. Well, that's good. Yeah, see, right now right now the wind's shifted where they're coming back off the Gulf, so I don't want to chance it. Because like a few days ago, I didn't realize it was right at the dew point, or close to it, and the sensor started getting some condensation on it, or the sensor window. But I think I might go ahead and try the Pleiades. 45. M45. Let's check that out. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this double cluster. I think I just saw a bat. That'll be the next thing I'm like keeping an eye on is bats. I mean, there's like a colony up in Houston. I think it has like 500,000 bats. It's not as big as the one in Austin, but still pretty decent size. Big enough that it shows up on the weather radar when they all take off. Which is kind of unreal. Okay, so let's go and try M45. And one thing I am still getting used to. I just fairly recently got a new camera, an APS-C sensor, and the Newtonian, I was kind of used to it being a narrower field of view, but with the APS-C camera, I've been pretty surprised at times at how wide of a field it is. I mean, it's not a wide field, but it's not like some people with their refractors and the fantastic results they get, like a very wide fields, but it's let's go back to this. Okay. A battery UAP. Yeah, I hope it was a bat and not a UAP. That could be disconcerting because it was small, and it was between the house next door and here, so it would have been a bird-sized UAP. So that would have been disconcerting. Did you was it with the very latest firmware or the one that came out a little bit ago? Like a number of weeks back. Yeah. Bird drone. Oh, like birds aren't real. Dudes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you look up the birds aren't real satirical conspiracy theory. Yeah. Yeah, so I meant to get one of their t-shirts. I need to make note of that. That'll be my next. First, I got to get like a raccoon t-shirt. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let me switch back. Get things going. Let's make sure that. Yeah. I'll blame it partly on the scene. Okay. Live stack. And let's reset all of the settings. Well, not necessary, but I do it anyway. And then after the first sub, I will. And I don't know what to expect with this. I don't think I haven't imaged the Pleiades with the Newtonian yet. So this will be a first. First for me, I suppose. Actually, I'm going to reset that and then because I've been pretty happy with the color calibration results where it does a plate solve and then tries to, optimize correct the color for that particular area. I believe that's what it's trying to do. This is with just, okay, starting to get some of the nebulosity around these stars. I'll have to back that. start. I'll let this go for a few minutes. Actually, I need to check something. I've had a bird drop a payload on me. Yeah, I like the spikes. Yeah, a little haze. Can I turn off the flats? Yes. Let me try that. Although I think the results will be worse. Let's try. That, and although I did have some really broken flats at one point, so it's quite possible, since these were relatively new flats, that they're bad. So let's try that. I'm going to actually reset the stack. So we start anew. In this, reset this. Okay. Box crow. Wow. Let me, so it might, oh, what I was going to check was actually the bigger concern I have now is how's the dew point? And it is in the 80% relative humidity. And within an hour, it's going to probably hit 90% or close to it. So I may have to shut. That might be also part of the problem. We've had some fog when it's like this. Yeah, that is pretty random, or pretty unexpected, I should say. Not random, but I mean it is random, but also unexpected. Okay, let's see what this does. Color calibration. No flats. Oh, yeah. See, the problem is the gradient, and not gradient, the vignetting. Sorry, I had either it was a micro drone or it was a bug. Hopefully, it was a bug, not a micro drone. Okay, so I think I'm gonna try turning flats. I'll clear this. The problem was I had my laptop blocking the wind from the fan, so that wasn't helping matters. All right, let's get on this. It's not optimal, but better than, yeah, it really needs those flats. Yeah, I think that's, I used to not scoff, but I just stopped the stack. Luckily, it will resume it. Meant to unpin. Yeah, I used to be a bit skeptical of light panels for a telescope, but now I think at some point I'm going to get one. And speaking of things, uh, see another set of clouds coming by. It looks like they're going to go right over about where the Pleiades are. So it's a much smaller clump of clouds this time. Let's see. Yes, the coma corrector does cause more vignetting with APS-C size sensors, I think. But like I was able to I might just need better flats, but like with the SV220, I was able to get pretty clean flat images with this camera, with this sensor, and with the chroma corrector. It's just I think that's why all the things I read said nothing more than a APS-C sensor, because full size would just be obstructed. Try finding a chicken hawk. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to fight any kind of chicken hawk, any kind of hawk or beagle, turkey vulture. Would not. Almost had a vulture hit my car. Well, not hit my car. I almost hit it because it was in the middle of a road out in West Texas, and it took off and then made a sudden turn and almost like lit through the windshield with a bird, like with a 5-foot wingspan. It was kind of disconcerting. But yeah, that cloud, it's not that big of a cloud. It's fairly diffuse. So, and it's moving pretty quickly. So if I lose a sub, it'll just be one. Let's see. Yeah, the ones out West Texas are very large, and I never really appreciated how big their wingspans were until, like I say, the one took off. Yeah, like it was a one lane each way, undivided road out in, like, not quite, like kind of on the way to Big Bend, I think. And yeah, it just took off. Wow. What was it? He fought a rooster and the rooster won. Check your white balance. Yeah, let me see. Wow. That would be that could be a problem. Any large birds. Okay. Oh, no longer guiding. I wonder if it was, yeah, there's the clouds going right through the field of view. The good thing is it stopped the guiding, which then stopped the stacking. So once that passes, which it's almost passed, it should start stacking again. It's looking kind of hazy right now. So one thing I had done is if it with I had done the color correction in this tab is doing color correction, but what I'm going to do instead is this kind of equalization. See what that comes up with. Yeah, I mean, I just fundamentally have problems with gradients and Gradient light please. I'm gonna keep trying to grab the line. Sometimes it's funny because I'll move it the other direction and then it lets me. I mean, it's still, I mean, I have so many issues with gradient, but it is getting some nebulosity, and that's just with 6 minutes. Granted, I have this kind of more severely stretched. Let's try this. What happens if I get this all the way up? Yeah. Oops. Look at the. Wow. Yeah. Let me try doing color calibration again. See what that does. I mean, gets rid of the red. It ends up a bit blue, but might be the best I can do. One thing, there's going to be the astronomy club that I rejoined, the local one, has an annual picnic coming up, and it'll be near the full moon, I think. And so I'm hoping it's going to be clear, and because I'm definitely planning on going to that and bringing the Newtonian along. And it's like a Bortle 3-4, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I hope I'll be able, if that all happens, I hope I will be able to stream. But we'll see. I should still make a trip out there because it's only like an hour away by car, so not too bad. Yeah, terrible gradient, but starting to get some of the nebulosity here. Before I forget, let me check this out. And also check. Our neighbor just turned off some of their backyard lights, which doesn't help with the light pollution, but it helps make the light not as bad here. I wasn't sure about something. Yeah, fog. You're flying over. Oh, that is interesting. I saw the helicopter and it's got like lights on it, and I could see the fog. So that's, the conditions here are definitely not ideal. Wow. That one the stream is. Good night. Thanks for joining, Darorbs. Obers. Have a good rest of your evening. I do have background subtraction. I do have gradient removal turned on, but when I turned it off, let me turn off all that stuff and we'll see how it looks. I'm gonna go to this and go to this and Open this up and open this up. All right, so let us. It's about to do another sub. As soon as that goes, I will reset all these things. So I'm going to try removing this gradient removal. I'm also going to turn off the. No, I'll leave the flat, but I'll remove the gradient removal. So, and then let's clear this. Reset the stretch. And with that. And so it should just have a clean frame that will. I'll just do it. It just will have the light and dark applied, or the flat and the dark applied. Go into troubleshooting mode. Yeah, no, it's fair. It's I mean, it could just be my flats aren't fantastic. Because it took me a few, like I had swapped out filters and I had done a few rounds of flats with the SV220 filter and I got some really great results finally. But some of them looked more like this where they had like severe gradient and stuff. And okay, so I can do this two ways. I'm gonna start with just doing this kind of the normal stretch. Kind of the out of the box one. Yes. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah. Well, I mean, it is just one sub, but, and I do wonder if some of my problems are also the haze, the high haze, because I saw it with the helicopter lights, like it was shining lights in the fog. So this is kind of all right. Okay. So I'm going to reset this and try the color calibration. How about this? I'll blame it on the haze. But I think I might need to. I mean, the humidity's getting higher here. I think I might wrap up the Newtonian, and I'll keep going with this for a bit longer. Really not a lot longer. I mean, I've already been here about 3 hours, and my hands are starting to get a little cold. I mean, it's funny. It's not that cold out, but yeah, the wind chill is, yeah, it's in the 50s wind chill, but then I have a fan on me, so it's probably low 50s effective wind chill. So, all right. Linked or unlinked? I think I've tried both. Let me check. Let me check. If I do the linked adjustments. There, didn't seem to try. That doesn't seem better. And then we're back to the really blue. Something hit my leg. Oh, I forgot to mention, sometimes I also have to deal with roaches out here. The flying kind. Although it might be too cold for them now. As if I don't have enough issues out here. In the urban jungle. Okay. Yeah, it's. We'll try turning off. Okay, I turned off all the stretching, all the adjustments. And so let me try just that. Okay. Now I didn't auto apply stretch, so let me also auto adjust stretch. And we're with red and blue. I mean, some of it just might be. I mean, I do see nebulosity, but I also see a lot of other gradient issues. So I think I'm just gonna stop on this one, and I'm gonna park it just because it's like the scope's now pointing pretty straight up, and I with the increasing humidity level, I'm on to avoid accumulating too much moisture on the scope. Nice. And yeah, I see some more clouds coming too from the south, so probably was good to shut that down first. Sure. PhD2 was not happy, as one would expect. And I will just gonna shut up. The color the camera cool. I will close the app and switch back to this. Oop. That was not my picture. It was part of the Windows kind of rotating pictures. Looks like a really awesome place, but I don't know where that was. Yeah. Yeah, I think I might wrap it up now. I mean, I think I'm concerned about the, well, not concerned, but I don't want the gear to pick up too much more moisture. That's one of the downsides of being out here is I run the risk of that happening. But I'll probably stream on Discord tomorrow evening, and then I'll do a YouTube stream on Thursday evening, and maybe Friday. Probably Starfront only Friday, but it'll be good here Thursday, so I should be able to do both the Newtonian. I might go ahead. I need to try to figure out the best way to shoot with the Seestars locally, where I'm not just juggling a lot of stuff. I need to come up with a better kind of way of handling 3 scopes at the same time. Yeah, but that's not a today problem. I do want to try to update the firmware on the S30 and then test it out with Nina. But and I want to try that. What is it? The Touch on Stars or whatever, the phone app for Nina. So that I might do tomorrow evening during on Discord just to test it out. But I think I'm going to leave it at that. I need to start packing up things. And thanks everybody for being here. Thanks. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks to Star Traveler for sharing his imaging session below. And I think I will see you all in the next one. Have a good rest of your evening. Thanks.